Zombie apocalypse.
What is up, friends and family? MadLlama Gaming here, and today we are taking a look at the new space colony simulation and city building game, Space Haven. This game was released on Steam May 21st of this year, but keep in mind that it is still in early access, and you can expect to see some changes when the game is fully released. For this series, I'm going to try something different by creating shorter episodes but having more of them. This will allow me to incorporate more of your suggestions and tips into each episode. That being said, make sure to leave any questions, suggestions, tips or tricks that you are willing to share in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Space Haven videos, make sure to leave a like. Before we get started, I want to state that I've only played this game a couple of times, and it seems like this is the type of game where you establish your base early on and spend the rest of the time jumping throughout space trying to mine or harvest important resources which you have run out of, all while trying to avoid space pirates. So let's see how long we can last in this series of Space Haven. That being said, let's create a new game. Since it is early access, there's only one game mode to choose from. For the scenarios, I'm just going to stick with the default basic platform. And as you already know, we're going to have to name this Llama Nation. Alright, let's go ahead and click on the next button. For the purposes of this series, I'm going to stick with Builder. That way we can explore more of the game and not worry about taking damage from space pirates. Here we can actually modify our crew's skills, but I think you're stuck with the default during early access. Let's load up the new game. Looks like we're stuck on a square ship that's floating through space. For now, I'll follow this tutorial when it comes to initial setup. During this episode, I will focus on standing up the basic buildings needed to sustain life in the ship. Looks like we have an asteroid that's close by. Eventually we'll be able to mine the resources from it. First thing they want us to build is a tools facility. This is used for building or repairing any items. And if I remember correctly, it's under resources. There it is. I'm going to build this close to our storage area so that way they won't have to walk very far. Man, can they walk any slower? I'm gonna have to speed this up a bit. Nice, now they're bringing all the resources needed in order to build that facility. Nice, now done with the tools facility. Next I think we're gonna need to set up oxygen. Yep, we'll need to build a generator and a scrubber. Keep in mind, this is not what my end floor out is going to look like. Eventually I want to have different rooms or dedicated areas for each type of facility, but for now it is important to just get the initial buildings created. Very nice display of teamwork going on here in Llama Nation. I like it. Seems that the generator is outside the power grid. I'm going to have to create a power node near it. That should do the trick. The longer you take to build, the more oxygen you're running out of. Next, it seems that they want me to build some thermal regulators. That will help control the temperature within the ship. But first I need to connect this power node to the generator. Now we can actually produce our own oxygen. One of the fun and creative aspects of this game is designing the layout of your ship's hull. I'm simply going to expand here for now because I know I will run out of space soon, and I want to start creating the sleeping quarters for my crew. Since it takes a while to complete the hull expansions, I usually end up building the facility first so it can start being utilized. Throughout the series, you will see me dismantle a lot of objects, and that is because it hardly costs any resources to do so, and I get 100% of the resources back, which makes moving items later on the smarter step. I try not to overlap the thermal regulators and power nodes as much as possible just to increase efficiency. Also, building items on the power grid allows you to not have to build an additional power node, which saves resources. Next, we have to build a light so we can help the crew see better. I try to put these types of items on the wall as much as possible, just so they don't take up extra hull space. Each crew member is able to build an item, but it seems like one is a professional and does it the most. Now I need to set up the most important things, a sleeping quarters and a bathroom. We'll put this toilet in the corner for now and probably end up moving it once they finish the hole. The waste created from the toilet can later be used in a compost to help fuel the plants we attempt to grow. Since this side of the hall finished first, I'll go ahead and set up the sleeping quarters in this corner. I'll only need 2 of these bunk beds since there's 4 crew members. Looks like the toilet is off the power grid, can't have that, so I need to create a power node near it. This looks like a good spot, it'll cover the later expansion as well. Nice, now let's collect the node to the power grid. Looks like everything's functional now, and they're finishing up building the sleeping quarters. Next we'll have to build a kitchen so they can prepare their own meals. First I'm going to add a light because this section over here is pretty dark. And of course we'll have to add another power node, but I'm going to try to maximize its range as much as possible. Oops, I focused too much on that and forgot why we even built it, the light. Let me redo that so that way the light is actually in the range. There we go. Now that the hole finished, let's set up the kitchen in this corner, and this can be like the designated break area. I think this node should be able to cover it, we might have to move it later. Looks like everyone's taking their break now, which means that they're going to go to sleep soon. I'm going to speed this up so we can get to the next day quicker. Eventually I'd like to adjust their work schedule so at least one person is always working and not everyone's sleeping. I also should move the toilet closer to the bed so that way they won't have to walk as far. I'll move this much closer to the beds, but still far enough away so it doesn't smell. Eventually I'll put some walls around it so that way they can have their privacy when they do their business. Since everyone is on the same shift, not much can be done during the nighttime, but I can at least plan for the next churn. I'm going to add a table and chairs to the kitchen so that way the crew members can actually have a place to sit when they eat. This will also increase their happiness and give it more of a break room vibe. Good thing the toilet will be moving because I don't want it near the kitchen either. The faster they finish this, the sooner they can have a place to take a break. Make sure to connect this node to the power grid. I don't think the toilet is actually in the power grid though. I'm gonna have to move this node a little closer so it properly powers the facility. Looks like our next task is to build some grow beds so we can actually supply our own food. Oh great, the kitchen wasn't actually in the power grid either. I'm going to move this node a little bit closer but still maintain the connection it had before. Hopefully this is enough power for the kitchen to run properly. Nice, now we almost got the break room fully stood up. Can't forget to reconnect this node, otherwise it does no good. And the toilet has finally finished moving. Great progress, Llama Nation. Uh-oh, why did everything run out of power? Oh yeah, because I broke that connection with that node. Let me establish that again. I need to reconnect it to both nodes. That should fix everything. Perfect. I'm going to start creating the expansion for the grow room so we have enough room. It will also be close to the kitchen. Hopefully that helps speed things up. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and build the grow bed. I'll end up moving this, but at least we'll have all the resources collected for it. My crew is actually moving pretty fast on this expansion, which is nice. We'll have it done in no time. Now that we have a grow bed set up, we can start planting our own food and become more self-efficient. Before I forget, I'm going to add a couch to the break room just to increase its appeal. Nice, now we can choose what we actually want to plant in the grow bed. Since there's 6 slots here, I'm going to go ahead and do one of everything, and then double up on the meat. Next we'll have to worry about water filtration. But first I need to dismantle this wall and light. And might as well move the grow bed, because I'll probably have to replant everything. Might as well build the water purifier and collector in this new space that we acquired. Nice, they'll actually both fit in there perfectly. Let's replan everything before I forget. Luckily I didn't lose too much progress. We're going to need to create a new power node by the water facilities. Yeah, too. Let's see if we can cover the whole expansion. As stated earlier, there are multiple asteroids around me which can be mined for resources, and even an abandoned ship that can be salvaged. I'm going to start mining the ice first because I need to have enough water for the grow bed and oxygen generator. Looks like the power node has finished up, just need to establish the connection. Now I need to build a recycler for any items I salvage, and a compost for any of the waste material we create. But first, my oxygen generator is complaining that it doesn't have enough oxygen. Looking at the oxygen view, it looks like the levels are good for now, but if I expand, I'll have to create another generator. Seems like everyone's about to go to sleep. This is a perfect time to work on the hull design. I'm going to expand over here so I have enough room for the recycler and compost. To increase the happiness of the crew members, I'm going to add an arcade machine to the break room so they have something else to do during their break other than sit down. It looks like the expansion is a little cooler than the rest of the ship, so I need to add a thermal regulator here. I'm curious to see what the break room looks like too. Seems like it's a bit low in temperature as well. Hopefully this will heat things up, if you know what I mean. Let's speed this up so they can wake up already. I really need to adjust their schedule, but that will be way more important once we get additional crew members. Finally, but now they still have to enjoy their break time. I'm going to build this hospital bed early on in case anyone gets sick, because right now we have no way of treating anyone. I'm going to create an expansion for a storage area because we've already run out of room. This should be more than enough space. I know one of the pods is being used for mining, so these expansions might take a little bit longer to create, but I still need to create these compost and recycler. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that thermal regulator wasn't on the power grid. I wonder if I can move it here. Doesn't look like it though. That stinks. I guess I can't build on corners. I think I'm just going to dismantle it and create a floor unit. There it is. Now I can be sure I'm not blocking any paths, and that's in the power grid. Still working on mining that ice. Gonna go ahead and start mining this asteroid as well. Might as well mine them all, and then in the next episode we'll go ahead and go to the abandoned ship. I think I have enough space to at least start creating the composter. I'll have to wait on the expansion to finish for the recycler because it's much bigger. Finally, the storage area is almost done. Let me at least build one large storage down there. Can't forget to build a power node down there because I know the power grid doesn't reach that far. Oh. Perfect. Man, is everyone going to sleep again? It's like they do this every single day or something. Can't forget the midnight bathroom breaks. Hopefully they finish this expansion first so I can build the recycler. Each building has a unique job. For instance, the compost goes ahead and takes any waste and creates water, soil, or coal. Looks like the gang is finally awake. Seems like they are definitely enjoying the arcade machine. That was a good ad. Looks like they're going to start on building the storage first. Now I just need to establish the connection for the node, which is being a little trickier than you'd expect. I'm really having a hard time selecting it. Oh wow, is that simple? There we go. No matter what, it seems like they can never finish an expansion in one shot. They always leave 1 or 2 blocks missing, which messes everything up. While I wait, might as well put a light in here so they can actually see. Finally, that side is done. Now I can build the recycler. And I'll move the composter in the other corner. Almost perfect fit. Guess I have enough room for a light or something. Finally got those 2 facilities built. I can use the recycler to create resources from scraps that we salvage from ships. It's good practice to put these if statements on, so that way you won't run low on certain resources. The composter already came with the if statement on. Looks like it's time to equip the crew members with weapons. They will need to be well equipped before boarding other ships. First I need to put them in a draft state so I can control them myself. Then direct them to pick up something from storage, and we'll give you a shotgun. And then undraft so you can continue about your business. Let's get the only other person who's on board at this time and do the same thing. Pick up from storage. This time we'll give you a pistol. And undraft. Looks like everyone is enjoying their break time, which only means that they're going to go to sleep soon. So I think I'll end the first episode here. We have made a lot of progress with Llama Nation, and thank you for sticking around to watch it with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you won't miss the next video. In the next episode, I plan to start off with exploring the abandoned ship near us to see what kind of resources are within it. Who knows, there may even be a crew member aboard that we can recruit to help grow our nation. If you're still watching this video and haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you'll never miss a MadLlama gaming video again. Make sure to check out my latest video and most recommended video as well. Also subscribe to my other social media accounts, links are in the description below.